Now, I'm in my late 30s. My libido pulled a Homer Simpson, the slow fade into the bushes gif, And with Homer there, it took my confidence with it. I already had enough trouble understanding what manliness was in this feminist culture that I grew up in. I didn't know how to talk to my wife or my kids or my brothers from church like a man. I didn't know how to lead my family. Now I'm also moody, waking up tired, hating my work as a physical therapist for the big hospital system. I'm only in my late 30s and already having to psych myself up just to get off the floor. This was truly a low spot for me. And I recall a turning point. It came from the Hard Man podcast with Eric Kahn. This was years ago. And he had a guest on, and this guest trained men in weightlifting. And he had a simple but profound thing for me in that time. He said, if you pick up a barbell with weights, you do this consistently, a few days a week, you will get stronger. Guaranteed. You just have to do the thing. And I must have had just enough testosterone left in my body to do the thing. But that's really what I needed. I started doing the things. Started with barbell training, moved to nutrition certification, digging into the research, moving to start my own physical therapy practice. And then, on the nutrition side, I went through a bunch of different diet approaches before finally stumbling onto the bioenergetic approach. And this was a huge game changer. Through centering all principles around metabolism, I was able to double my testosterone, now in the 800s, while starting my own business and turning my skinny fat body. So that means skinny fat is where you have a high amount of fat mass and very low muscle mass, even though you look somewhat skinny on the outside. So I turned that into a 10% body fat and a high energy, a high libido body that my wife is very happy about. And by God's grace, a body that I pray will push me into a ripe age where I can hold a couple of great grandchildren with strong hands. The rest of my manliness journey required relocating to a church with a manly pastor and high testosterone fellow churchmen to live life with. But my expertise is in the areas of the bioenergetic approach to nutrition and lifestyle, along with my expanded knowledge about movement and training specifically for men over 40. So my aim with Salty Fitness, where I train men in how to eat and move to raise their testosterone, drop the fat, increase energy, is to multiply the good, the salty deeds of men in order to crush some serpents, to make a few dents in hell's gates. I'm not the big tent, nice guy, Christian, fitness bro who's going to apologize for caring about building muscle, wanting to raise testosterone, wanting to act like a truly strong and godly man. I truly believe God purposely gave men 20 times more testosterone than he gave to women for a reason. However, in our day today, testosterone has dropped so rapidly that men today have only about 50% of the testosterone that our grandfathers did. The wicked men who have usurped good men in all areas of culture, thanks to passive men today, the wicked men are leading people to believe things like cancer is normal and cancer is just genetic, that age 40 is the time to begin expecting the decline, that it's normal for things like testosterone to just drop off with age, and that healthy food can be made in a chemistry lab. In other words, they want you to be fat and tired and dependent on them, and then addicted to their lab experiments, and then they'll coddle you and your diabetes and your high blood pressure, and with all their meds, They'll coddle you all the way to your nursing home, where then you're quiet and drugged and out of the way and no longer dangerous to them. Oh, and by the way, you're paying them for those 45 medications that you're now dependent on too. So this channel is all about taking your bodily health back so that you can join the glorious mission and make some real dents in the gates of hell. But men have to do the things. We have to do them. What I'm here to do is help you men not waste your time doing the wrong things. We study God's world as it is, and we turn a profit with that. So as we say here at Salty Fitness, strong body leads to a strong mission.